For months, McLaren's revival story has been one of the biggest headlines of the 2025 season. Two young superstars, Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris, have turned the papaya team into a title contender once again. But as the season has unfolded, a shadow has crept into that fairy tale. Team strategy calls, pit stop timings, and on-track incidents have started to raise an uncomfortable question. Is McLaren truly letting its drivers fight freely, or is one of them quietly being favoured? The tension reached breaking point in Singapore when Norris clipped Piastri on lap 1, a move that cost Oscar valuable ground, while helping Lando to secure a podium. Piastri's frustration spilled over the radio, and fans around the world took notice. Now, ahead of the United States Grand Prix, the young Australian has broken his silence, addressing the whispers of bias within McLaren. What he said and what it could mean for the rest of the season may redefine the balance inside Woking's garage. Before we dive into the full story and its deeper implications for the World Championship, make sure you hit subscribe, because in this video, we're uncovering one of the most intriguing power dynamics in Formula One right now. And trust me, you won't want to miss where this might lead. The McLaren camp enters the Austin weekend with something heavier than championship pressure mistrust. For weeks, speculation has grown that the team, consciously or not, has been leaning toward Lando Norris in its decision-making. On paper, the numbers look close. Piastri has led the championship for much of the season, holding off both Verstappen and Leclerc in what many call one of the tightest three-way battles since 2021. But in recent races, moments of team inconsistency have raised eyebrows. Singapore was the flashpoint. Turn 7, lap 1 Norris dived aggressively, clipped Piastri and escaped unscathed, finishing on the podium, while Oscar was left battling damage and frustration. The radio message that followed, "That wasn't very team-like," became a viral moment overnight. Fans began to ask what many suspected: would McLaren have handled it the same way if the roles were reversed? Internally, McLaren moved quickly to de-escalate the situation. The team reviewed the footage, and even Norris admitted full responsibility. The official stance was clear: there is no favoritism, only competition. But anyone who's followed Formula One long enough knows how equal treatment can subtly bend. Strategy calls, pit priority, and even subtle morale cues within the garage can shape the title race in ways that never show up on paper. You know, the conclusion was, what happened in Singapore is not how we want to go racing as a team. And ultimately, Lando's taken responsibility. To his credit, Piastri's public tone in Austin was calm and composed. He made it clear the discussions had been very productive and that both he and the team had aligned on how to race moving forward. But beneath that diplomatic phrasing, one can sense the tension. He spoke about consequences if similar incidents happened again, a pointed reminder that the Singapore clash wasn't just a racing mistake, but a line that must not be crossed again. From a psychological standpoint, this is a fascinating moment in Piastri's career. Still just 24, he's been hailed as one of the sharpest minds in the sport, methodical, disciplined, and unshaken by chaos. Yet in this title fight, he's navigating not just rivals like Verstappen or Leclerc, but the political minefield of being an outsider in a British team built around its homegrown hero. Lando Norris isn't just McLaren's star, he's their identity. He's been with the team since his junior days, the face of their marketing, and the driver most fans associate with the papaya resurgence. That inherently creates bias, even if unspoken. This mirrors F1's timeless internal battles: Hamilton versus Rosberg at Mercedes, Vettel versus Webber at Red Bull, Senna versus Prost at McLaren. Every team insists both drivers are treated equally until championship pressure hits. Then pragmatism takes over. Teams naturally back the driver they believe can deliver the ultimate prize, and that belief often favors familiarity, not necessarily performance. Team principal Andrea Stella insists that McLaren will not impose a rigid driver hierarchy, but the reality of Formula One is far more complicated. When titles are at stake, neutrality isn't just difficult, it's almost impossible. History has repeatedly shown that when the championship pressure peaks, even the most balanced teams lean toward the driver they believe can deliver the ultimate prize. For Piastri, this moment is far more than just a rivalry. His calm demand for fairness hides a deeper anxiety that even if the garage is divided by 50 inches principle, it might not be in practice. Strategy undercuts, pit lane priority, and tyre call sequencing can all tip the scales in ways the public will never see. And if those small moments begin to consistently favor one side, even unintentionally, the entire dynamic inside Woking could crack. McLaren has spent years rebuilding its foundation. A divided garage now could undo all that progress in a matter of weeks. From a broader perspective, this unfolding drama highlights one of Formula One's timeless paradoxes: teamwork in a sport built on individual ambition. Every team preaches unity, but behind the slogans, two drivers are constantly fighting for supremacy in identical machinery. The moment both are in championship contention, true equality becomes a myth. Eventually, one must be prioritized, whether through subtle strategy decisions or outright team orders. And that leads to the inevitable question: on what basis will McLaren make that choice? Will it be driven by nationality and loyalty, or will cold, hard data decide who gets the edge? If the team leans toward Norris, they risk alienating a potential future world champion in Piastri, a driver widely seen as the key to McLaren's long-term success. But if they shift their backing toward Piastri, they could fracture the emotional core that has defined McLaren's resurgence and alienate the driver who has been their public face for years. Either path carries immense risk. The decisions made in the coming weeks won't just shape the outcome of this championship, they could define the next chapter of McLaren's legacy. As the lights go out in Austin, all eyes will be fixed on the orange garage. Every pit call, every undercut, and every radio message will be analysed and debated by fans and experts alike. Because in a title fight this close, fairness isn't just a moral question, it's a factor that could decide who walks away as world champion. So, what do you think? Is McLaren truly giving both drivers an equal shot at glory, or are we witnessing the quiet rise of internal bias beneath the surface? Based on your observation, has the team treated Piastri fairly? And if this tension keeps building, could McLaren's dream season collapse from within before the final flag falls? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any of our latest Formula One stories.